Introduction to hypothesis testing in Python. Have you ever wondered how scientists make decisions from data? Hypothesis testing is a set of powerful tools that helps us do just that. Today we will learn how to perform hypothesis testing step by step in Python. Running the cell now. Let us get started by exploring the building blocks of hypothesis testing. First, we need to import some tools to help us with data and statistics. We import the NumPy library to help us handle numerical data. We also import scipy.stats, which includes functions for hypothesis testing. Running the cell now. Try saying out loud, what do NumPy and scipy provide for us in Python? What is hypothesis testing? Hypothesis testing is a process to decide if a belief about data is correct. We start with a claim, or hypothesis. We gather data and run a test. The test tells us if our claim is supported or rejected. Many fields use hypothesis testing: science, business, psychology, and more. Running the cell now. Think of a situation where you want to know if something really works. Remember to like and subscribe if you find the lesson helpful. Now we will make up some sample data, like scores from two classes. First, we set a seed for our random numbers to keep things repeatable. Next, we create the first sample, representing scores from Group A. Then, we create sample B, where scores are a little higher on average. Running the cell now. What could Group A and Group B be in a real-world experiment? Step 1. State the hypotheses. Null hypothesis: there is no difference between the groups. Alternative hypothesis: there is a difference. We use hypothesis testing to see if the difference is likely real or just due to chance. Running the cell now. Try saying the null and alternative hypothesis aloud for our example. Let us print out the scores to see what kind of numbers we are working with. We print the scores from Group A. We print the scores from Group B. Running the cell now. Notice the numbers for each group. Do you see a difference? Now we will find the average score for each group. We calculate the average score for Group A. We calculate the average score for Group B. We print the average for Group A. We print the average for Group B. Running the cell now. When you see both means, how different do they look? Step 2. Choose a significance level. Most of the time, we use a significance level of 0.05. This means we are willing to accept a 5% chance of a false positive. If our p-value is lower than this, we consider the result statistically significant. Running the cell now. Can you think of a situation where you would want a stricter significance level? Let us choose our alpha significance level for this test. We assign our significance level to the variable alpha. We set it to 0.05. We print the significance level for clarity. Running the cell now. Remember the alpha value, it helps decide if results are meaningful. Step 3. Pick the test. Because we are comparing means of two groups, we will use the t-test. A t-test is a tool to see if the averages of two groups are different. There are different kinds of t-tests, but let us start with the most common. Running the cell now. Think of one real-life example where you might want to compare two groups. Let us use the t-test function to compare our two samples. We use scipy.stats to perform an independent two-sample t-test. The t-statistic measures how different the groups are. The p-value lets us know the likelihood that the difference happened by chance. Running the cell now. Practice: what does a small p-value usually mean in this context? Now let us use our p-value to make a decision. We check if the p-value is less than our alpha value. If it is, we decide there is a meaningful difference. We print a message to clearly state our conclusion. If not, we say we do not have enough evidence. Running the cell now. Say out loud, what did our test results tell us about the groups? Step 4: Assumptions and safe practices. T-tests assume that data is nearly normal and groups have similar spread. Always check your data before trusting the results. Let us check for normality with a simple test. Running the cell now. What could happen if our data does not match these assumptions? We will use the Shapiro-Wilk test to see if our data looks normal. We use the Shapiro-Wilk test to check if Group A's data is similar to a normal curve. We also test Group B for normality. We print the p-value for Group A. We print the p-value for Group B. Running the cell now. If a p-value here is small, our data might not be normal. Now you can set your own significance level. Type a value like 0.01 or 0.1 to see how it changes our decisions. Here, the program asks the user for a desired significance level. It reads your input as a string. We convert the input to a number for our test. We print it so you can check your value. Running the cell now. Try different alpha values to see how sensitive our test is. Share your results in the comments below and help others learn. Let us repeat our test decision using your alpha value. We compare the p-value to your chosen alpha. If it is lower, we say the groups are different. If not, we mention we do not reject the null hypothesis. Running the cell now. How did your decision change with a new alpha? Try again with other values. What if data is not normal? If our data is not normal, we can use a non-parametric test. Mann-Whitney U test is a good choice when the t-test is not suitable. Let us try it. Running the cell now. Some real-world datasets are not normal. Know your tools. Now we will use a test that does not need normal data. The Mann-Whitney U test checks if one group tends to have bigger values than the other. It is used when the regular t-test would not be appropriate. We print the test statistic for reference. Running the cell now. Practice. When would you choose the Mann-Whitney U test in your project? Challenge. Mini project. Can you test if people who sleep more, on average, score higher in a quiz? Make up two groups, less_sleep and more_sleep, each with at least 20 scores. Calculate measures, compare means, and pick a test. Decide if the difference is meaningful. Try using both t-test and Mann-Whitney. Running the cell now. Pause here and try on your own before moving on. Practice helps you learn. Here is an example solution for the mini project. We generate scores for two pretend groups, one with less sleep and one with more sleep. We print the average scores for both groups. We use the t-test to check if the difference could be real. We print the p-value for this test. Running the cell now. Do the numbers support the idea that more sleep can lead to higher scores? Let us use the Mann-Whitney test to double-check the results. We use the Mann-Whitney test on the same two groups. This is a safer choice if the scores are not very normal. We print the resulting p-value. Running the cell now. Did the Mann-Whitney p-value tell you something different from the t-test? Troubleshooting, common mistakes. Define your hypotheses before testing. Check if data is normal and variances are similar. Be careful not to run tests just to get a low p-value. Always look at the real-world importance, not just the numbers. Do not forget to check your sample sizes. Running the cell now. Can you list other mistakes you can avoid? Share in the comments to help others. Here are some final quick tips to make your code readable and clear. Use clear names for your variables so others know what the code is doing. Use comments in your code so it is easy to remember why you made certain choices. Running the cell now. Practice commenting your code in your next hypothesis test. Summary. Hypothesis testing helps us make decisions from data. Always state your hypotheses and check assumptions first. Use t-tests for normal data, Mann-Whitney for non-normal data. Look beyond p-values to what the results mean for the real world. Great work today! Running the cell now. Remember to like and subscribe if you learned something new. Thank you for joining. If you enjoyed this lesson, like the video. Subscribe for more beginner Python tutorials. Share with a friend who wants to learn data science. Let us keep learning together. See you in the next video. Running the cell now. You did a fantastic job with these exercises. See you next time.